Rahul Yadav, co-founder and CEO of Housing.com, is a maverick visionary who, along with a few of his friends from IIT Bombay, is credited with building one of India's largest and most innovative real estate search platform, Housing.com. Not many know that Rahul, who hails from Alwar in Rajasthan, topped the state in physics, chemistry, and mathematics in his 12th standard board exams, based on which he got a 75% scholarship for preparing for IIT JEE. While he was selected to be the class representative in his second year at IIT Bombay, he later went on to become the secretary of its student association. Young, brash, and confident, Rahul Yadav has today, in a sense, become the face of the young Indian entrepreneur who is ready to take on the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rahul Yadav. And joining him in a Q&A session is the CEO and founder of Next Big What, Ashish Sinha.
So welcome, Rahul. Like I said in my article, right, some call him arrogant, some call him the guy who changed the investor startup equation in the industry for a pretty, for being more friendly towards the founders. Yeah. So let's start off with housing journey. When did you guys start? I believe there are 12 co-founders. How did you guys go about building the company? And given that this was a fairly crowded market, even then.
So in IIT, I started a company called Mobilion, okay, to take over the entire mobile segment, and that basically failed. At that time, the location services were like quite hot, so we registered a company called Lock-On. This time, we wanted to take over the location. And started working on some sort of bus tracking software and all, and then we were in touch for let's say some capital and all, and बहुत घुमाया उसने, ठीक है. And at that time, I called my like 3 friends. So at that time, like we were like 4 in Lokon, और उनका भी give up हो रहा था. So and then we were looking for apartment, and then this incident happened. So the broker was showing. So I took a broker and had no idea about the brokerage charges. उसकी थोड़ी personality को देख के लगा कि you're gonna charge couple of ₹100, okay, for a few hours, and then like he spent whole day, and then I got doubted something is wrong. Maybe he's gonna charge 1,000, 2,000. Let me ask, bhai charges kya hai? Okay. And then he said like started talking 1 month, 1.5 month rent, and I was like shocked. In Mumbai, we were looking for like 50,000 per month apartment, and it's like he's asking for 50,000, 75,000 for just few hours. यार इतना तो IITian भी नहीं बनाता. And then the second question came that why the guy is like still poor if he's charging so high. Then we realized that the guy is showing houses to 20 people and able to convert only 1, and he's recovering the rest of the 19 guys like effort from the 20th guy. So inefficiency was there in the industry. So I went to like back and asked friend, how about like guys, we do the real estate on maps, because on location based, and all said yes, because they were like already frustrated with what they were doing. And this is how we started as a brokerage firm. So we needed inventory initially, so we hired 30 interns from IIT, and we sent them to like go and search for apartment and get the pictures. So they were like going with brokers and taking photographs. Broker ne pucha kyun le rahe ho? So I need to show to my flatmate. We together will decide. So this is how we collected 300 initial inventory from Mumbai, and we hacked it and made the platform live. And on day 1, like we had like the map was looking good, and then so we used to get business in weekends, like brokers get, and client used to say that show me house in this building in Bandra, and so they had more information than us about that locality, building, and all. So we were like in a wrong business. You need local people. Soon realized this business is not for the IT guys. I mean, Then we met a couple of like VCs and all, and they said, why don't you guys like shift to the like classified platform? We said, yeah, we are thinking the same. And then the pivot happened. Instead of we going and serving the clients on ground, we started letting like landlord and brokers to come on our platform. And then we raised angel round. So angel Jishan gave us like 42 lakh rupees and said 18 mahine chalao, 18 months, and it was over in 45 days. Then the next round we raised from 1.5 CR. From that we took an office was like interior and deposit was 1.7 CR. We paid some amount and said baki on like when the work gets finished we'll pay. Then I think we were exposed like we were talking about. Then we got the interest from the Series A investors, and then Nexus rejected us like almost 3 times. And then we had like term sheet from 2-3 guys, and something happened there, and one of our friend from Nexus called ki, why don't you try again? And this time it was like Suvir from Nexus. So I had term sheet, I had to sign on like either reject or sign on Monday. So I asked Suvir, I need money by tomorrow in bank account. We can do paperwork later. So if you need this deal. So he transferred like around 1.5 CR or something the next day, and basically we went with the Nexus. And since then we have been raising like, we got good traction. So we raised almost like 8 rounds. All rounds are without, interestingly, without any B plan, without any presentation. On table you discuss. So what I realized that people invest in people. I mean, business model will keep on changing. Like earlier we were doing something else, and also people bet on people, and that's what I've been like working for. So we are, as a company, we are really, like, all companies focus on culture and people. The weightage at housing of that thing is a bit more. So, and then we understood the industry, what all issues are there, and yeah, these are like technical ones.
So one of the things that from day one, you guys have been very clear about, for example, you spent $500,000 for the brand, for the domain. So what has been the thought process behind all of this?
See, from day one, we were clear that we're gonna, so you cannot bet against your growth. On one side, you're thinking you're gonna make very large company. On another, if you're gonna make, then make sure all things are according to that. So I would say the housing like name helped us a lot. I mean, it clarifies, what we do in all the like, let's say, investor meeting or any talks, and people don't question what housing does. If your name is like, let's say, 99 acre, and all the people ask what you do. So it's basically, so it simplifies.
How do you justify? I mean, how did you justify the $500,000, funding worth, the money going to the investors that, we are buying a domain which is like, so costly, right? I mean, 99% of people here, I mean, 1% is Rahul and probably somebody else, but 99% of the founders here would probably do do a work around it, right? So if I want to create a brand, I'll figure out something else.
So day one we were like very, very quality focused. We are करेंगे the business taste के साथ. I mean that's it.
So from a product point of view, right, you guys created a big splash with the map-based approach. I remember when I covered on Next Big What, it was like, we just raved about it, that this is awesome. This is just a different view of the whole space. So how has that changed over, the whole model itself? What has changed in the entire product strategy?
So see, there is always a purpose of the product, and you need to be clear about that. So I don't know, I'm really against calling it a product because it's just a medium. The product is actually house that we sell. And when people start calling the app and the website product, they get obsessed about, let's say, design and all features. And while their job is to make a medium that's like frictionless, and so we are an information platform. In information platform, there are some rules like the information density should be high, and also, so you need to follow that. And if you are a transaction platform, then you need to ensure that people are able to do their transaction quickly. If you are in a engagement and advertisement platform, you need to ensure that people are spending more time. So like in transaction platform, you'll prefer people doing time spent on website to be low, while if you're an ad platform and engagement, so you want so it depends on what nature of business you are in, and then design the product accordingly. Recently, so we invested almost my personal 1.5 initial year in the desktop, and then this mobile happened, and now the company's focus is completely on mobile. Everything is becoming big and less features and those things.
And what about the team? I remember reading about Housing that you guys are building this whole IIT club. So what's up with that?
So purpose of the company, I would say innovation and problem solving was second. The first was fun. So you can do that when you have like-minded and friends around you. So the good thing is in IT, like IT Bombay, they're really sharp people, and they were friends also. So that's the best combination you can have. So we got them on board. So in startup journey, you will always have disagreement, some friction at some places. So if the bonding is not strong, it can go in wrong direction. So it helps a lot. If let's say there is some disagreement on one thing, so बोल देते हैं यार करने देना मुझे, let me take this shot, and okay, you give it, and if the guy loses, then it's 1-0, and next time. So the bonding is very important to ensure that the small disagreement they don't hinder the progress. Then on hiring side, and you need to keep the company meritocratic. Like we started with 12 founders, but out of them only, apart from me, there's one only CTO who's at a C level. Rest of the guys have taken some smaller role, and they're contributing according to their skill set and all. So, and that's important to let the new people keep joining. So that's why at the Housing we have, I would say, maximum number of founders joining us. Because the culture is like that, and most of the business we do are very fairly simple compared to cracking, let's say, JEE exam or exam. It's very simple. Okay, you need to take, let's say, data listing, increase city launches. Very basic. So anyone can I think do it. So when we hire, we just take commitment from people. You promise that you will deliver, and then people deliver. It's easy.
Talking about some of the controversies, so I think you've been involved in a lot of controversies recently, right? So I think it all started with the Sequoia piece, the whole email, right? So is it that you've been trying to kind of create these controversies, or you're genuinely pissed off that let me just share this and kind of get my thoughts across?
Okay. So people who know me from the college time, they know that earlier such incidents were there with the deans and directors, and for initial 2.5 years I was completely focused on the execution, and because all these things take time, people want to talk, and so that's why we had one of the founder completely dedicated for the media and all. But finally, because some reason I had to and those emails were every day at Housing, so it got leaked, and then it happened. So I would say I was always like that. I just got exposed.
So, which is, so and I think I remember one of the things you mentioned that you don't think there are a lot of great companies in India, great product companies, great businesses in India. So, which are the 2 or 3 businesses whom you really respect?
In India? Yeah.
Except Housing,
see,
of course.
In internet, I would say almost no company.
Why is that?
Okay, so when we are in hometown, वहाँ पे there were like local businesses there, like shops होती थी किराने की, and there used to be baniyas and let's say dish TV वाला and all, and so my mom used to say ऐसा ही कुछ कर ले यहीं पे and all. मैंने कहा मुझे मतलब ये सब नहीं करना, like मुझे बनिया नहीं बनना है, ठीक है. So I see right now in India most of the business are like the similar kind of businesses. The nature has changed. Somebody sending carpenter, somebody sending like buy and you know the e-coms. So I mean anyone can, like either you're scanning menus and so so, so I really am not seeing like innovation. Of course, people have sold let's say local nuances and all, but so like I gained like almost 20 kg in last 2.5 years because the food was like bad. I mean earlier when you used to do like physical work and all, the food was valid for like for new generation. You need a different type of food. So you need to innovate, I think, on a ground level. So when we enter in this real estate industry, we see like there are like 10 like millions of houses like there, and people want to buy and people want to sell also, but it's not matching because the product is bad. So we are now working on a product called it's called House 1.0, and is the next generation houses that we're gonna like give it to all the developers that they can design. So.
What's the vision that you guys have? I mean, so this whole real estate is, there are different, I would say, business models, right from search to transactions to, so what is it that one thing which housing wants to do really well?
So, so let me know what's wrong with the real estate classified industry globally. You start your company from one locality or one area, and you start getting, let's say, inventory from landlord and broker both. From brokers you get in bulk, and they pay you also because they are like business people, and then you start focusing more on that side. You scale to the entire country, you get good revenue, good number of apartments, you do IPO, and then you realize the problem is not solved because of 2-3 reasons. You need 100% inventory. Each and every house is different, and getting like 30-40 million 100%. If you don't have 100% inventory, people will still go offline and try it. Second is cooperation from the broker. They treat as like a lead source. They keep some expired apartments still on the platform. So, and the third is scheduling. Because the inventory is from different people. One broker is saying come on Monday, so a landlord is saying come on Friday. So it wastes you like almost 1 week, 2 weeks. And then on ground experience. Ki aa rahi hai, 1 ghanta khada rakh. So what we believe that the rental problem can be solved in just 3 hours. We are working on a project that allows us to get 100% inventory, and then you can apply your filters. Let's say you end up with like 50 apartments. That's the complete set that's possible under your filter. And we are launching a data collection version 2.0. That means you will have the telecom network strength also in that house. Ki isme idea chalta hai, Vodafone is house mein nahi chalta. You can actually press the bell and you can hear the sound, and it's very powerful information. So you can see all the 50 houses. You can shortlist 6-7, and there is a button schedule my visit. It checks your calendar and it suggests like Monday 11 to 2 and Tuesday 4 to 7, and you can pick up and you go there, and in 3 hours you see all the 6 houses and you close the deal. We have prepared already online rental agreement that you can do and then we are launching a rental payment app also. So I believe in 3 hours it can be sold, and we are aiming for that, and it's going to take some time and lots of like strategy and investment.
Interesting. So yeah, I'll open the for the audience Q&A. So questions?
Rahul, my name is Vineet Love. You have inspired the whole new generation of entrepreneurs, so thanks, quite an inspiring speech. 2 questions. Number 1, what is the 3 biggest lessons learned in your journey so far? And what are the 3 advices you would give to the budding entrepreneurs for the next generation which is coming up? Thank you.
there aren't enough, I would say, smart, intelligent people outside. Be it like VC industry and whatever. First lesson. Second is we focus on culture, but I realize, yeah, the culture, I mean, like, it's really actually, it's got validated, you know, it's very, very important, second. And third is like money doesn't matter actually, these three things. When I started, yeah, I was like, yeah, maybe it was like problem solving, and later you realize, some people realize, let's say, after making hundreds of billion or 50 billion and all, and I think my realization happened a bit. So these are the.
Hi, Rahul. I like your vision for the rental kind of a marketplace in real estate. What's your vision for the buying and selling of houses in the not fresh inventory, resellable inventory? I'm actually trying to sell my house for 4 months. I'm not able to. Through online. I mean, I've just been online. I placed my trust on online, but it looks like I will have to go offline.
See, currently Indian houses are in a very, very bad condition. Neither the locality is good, neither there are any parks, nor the houses are well designed. So it's like you're buying a Micromax phone in 1 lakh rupees. It feels like that, you know, Indian houses really. And reason is in India development is fragmented. They're very, very small. Like there are 20,000 builders, hardly 40, 50 are like big ones, and they are getting land. They are doing land acquisition. In that, they're fighting with governments a lot. Then they are raising capital. Then they are working on design and all, and then they are construction labor, and then they are planning marketing and sales. So everything, you know, they don't have expertise in each and every segment. So and they take loan. NBFC loan 24% year on year, and they are not able to sell for 2 years, and you know, so that's why I would say they're overpriced, the bad product overpriced, and that's why the inventory is not sold. So we are working now on like creating a template. We are heavily investing. Like I have come out of like our entire housing.com. I've delegated that, and now we are working on this house 1.0 project. In that, like company like McKinsey's and all working on the strategy, and on design side we are getting world's great people. We are doing tie with the Apple HomeKit also, and that creates like a web template, and that can be given to like all the developers who want to use it, and it will be like it will be amazing. So and I think that will like on a base level change the houses completely. So second-hand, I see if the project is successful, the price of second-hand home will tank because nobody's gonna buy them. So
Selling your house just became even more tougher.
Yeah.
yeah,
I am Jitendra Goenka from hamaraevent.com, which is basically into venue booking for event. My question is that as a company, you are like focused on building the right product, but brokers who does most of the listing, maybe around 75 to 80%, they are like very money minded and on a very short term basis. So like you have very limited control over them. So how do you intend to change their mindset with respect to through listing of houses and not very focused on just getting the lead in the short term and in the long term basis?
see, this problem is there globally, okay, and I would say the biggest problem in creating great consumer experience and at the same time capturing more value also. It's such a large industry, but the players in this industry are, there's no $100 billion player, they are just $2, $3, $5 billion player, and the reason is the brokers are like holding them. The interesting thing about India is, see, in any country you need almost like 1% of the population as real estate agent. Like in US there are 2.5 million real estate agents on a population of almost like 320 million and all, so 0.8% and all. So in India there are almost 1 crore agents are required. I mean, like you go tier 3, tier 4 in next 10, 15 year or a period of, and we hardly have like 2-3 lakh so-called broker, and out of them I think 10-20,000 are good ones. So we need to create agent in this country. So that's the opportunity, you know. So we are talking to university and all this, so then, to float the courses, and so there are no agent in this country. We're gonna create, and that's this. So there is hope that you can actually solve it.
Hi Rahul, my name is Abhinav. I'm the product owner with Practo. I wanted to ask you, since the inception of housing till date and in future as well, how do you ensure that your company is always remain a product-driven company and not anything else, be it marketing or operations or sales? How do you, make sure that you're always a user-driven and a product-driven company?
Because like almost two year I was on top of the product, so if I need one feature, I can acquire a company. If I need, let's say, particular thing in, let's say, data, different type of data set, I can ask the entire operation team and change their entire strategy to, so it depends. I mean, one thing can be primary and rest of the thing can be secondary in the company. So we chose product to be primary. If your company's primary thing is product, I mean, yeah, it will.
Hi, I'm David, and I'm editor for Wired in Germany. So I have a question for you as a visionary person, I heard. So we were visiting Bangalore, also with a group of people from Germany, from a big media company. And yeah, so the spirit is great in this city, but what we are really missing is the innovation. So I wanted to ask you, does it work for the Indian market that you just take, let's say, Me Too, copy-paste, startups, whatever, companies, or do you need more innovation for the future, that you can also succeed in the future? What do you think?
I think in India you need a whole ecosystem play, like there are no agents in this country. There are very limited agents. When it comes to cab companies, now they are getting drivers from villages, and there are no enough driver, and there was no logistic Flipkart created, and so there is nothing. I mean, like you need to like solve at all the levels, and so I see in India there'll be companies like Alibaba who create like the entire ecosystem, and they will be untouchable. And yes, and each and every segment you need to, if you can innovate, great.
Okay, so I'm also open for things that probably I'm wrong, but I have the impression that the innovation is really a little bit missing. Like, I didn't see something which is really new, which we have to say, oh wow, this is, we never see it before, and it is from India.
So you need to choose first that what is your aim. Your aim is innovation or problem solving. Sometimes problem can be solved just by copying also, and there is nothing wrong in that. I mean,
Okay, thank you.
So Rahul, talking about the earlier point, so don't you have sales pressure from investors, revenue pressures? I mean, you mentioned that the focus currently is on product, and everything else is kind of becoming secondary. I mean, for the couple of, maybe from a roadmap point of view. So don't you have revenue pressure?
So it depends on stage of the investment. Like when, let's say, we were Series A, at that time we used to talk with the Series A investors more. Now our latest investors like SoftBank and all. So I met with the Masa-san and in Japan, and I said we'll monetize after 2-3 years, and he said no, don't monetize for 10 years. He said, I told Jack Ma, Alibaba the investor, don't make money for 8 years. I'm telling you, don't make money for 10 years. Invest. So I said, no, isme to yaar bahut lag jayega. Tell me how much you need. He saw table pay, so, but I'll give you at the same valuation. So I don't think it depends on investors. Sometimes investors are really worried that company is not able to raise capital and all, and they can't support. Then company should break even and should be in a good position. But the people who have really solid cash backing, they're not interested. They said we are not interested in making housing $1 or $2 billion company. We want to invest $1 or $2 billion. So,
so I'm sure there'll be more founders reaching out to SoftBank.
Yeah. We have one question here.
Hey Rahul, I have a couple of questions. As a successful entrepreneur, what is your perception towards IP? Because I see that thing lacking. We met an investor and he said, don't harp on your patents. We've been filing a couple of patents. So as an entrepreneur, what is your perception to IP? And what you've met a lot of investors. So how do they see patents? Is the first question.
I think IP can be modified a bit and can be used, and so.
So when you say that it is being obvious, I'm talking about novelty.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
So like IP, I'm talking about an innovation, not an obvious thing. Like you kind of pick up two things from two different ideas and club up and make a new thing. So novelty, pure innovation. Like you come up with something new and there's nothing existing, like the gentleman said there.
So.
So you came up with childcare index, you came up with online agreement. Have you been filing patents? Has that added value to your product?
So we have been filing like all these ideas, but as a company we really don't have much focus on ensuring that we have IP and all this. So I had bad experience with this IP thing when we went to the Sign IIT Bombay to बोला इस बिजनेस में IP क्या है, मैंने कहा यार प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे हैं, व्हाट IP, सो भगा दिया उन लोगों ने. So I had like.
All right. And the second question is, in a country like India where buying still happens offline, how do you ensure that you overcome this challenge and you kind of get people to buy and sell online?
I think in US also still largely buy still happening offline. So
Yes, my question is, how do you ensure to overcome this challenge and get people buy online?
So you are competing basically with offline and just create a better experience and give more benefit compared to offline. Just treat the offline as a competition and beat it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Rahul, hello. Let me take this because I've been waiting.
Where
hello?
are you? If you could just stand up. Okay.
Rahul, I got a couple questions. First of all, congratulations on building a wonderful service. I've been using it for the last 2 weeks. I love it. When I went to look for an apartment for rent for my mother, I go type it in Google and your link doesn't pop up. Is there a reason for that? Because I get Magic Bricks and 99acres.com, all your competitors, but I don't get a link to housing.com. What's the reason?
One reason I was like initially didn't focus on the SEO because I knew the search is about to die. Everything's going to shift on mobile. Let's focus on creating app kind of thing rather than links. And so we as a company didn't focus on SEO for almost like 2.5 years. But with time we learned that in this category, brand building is going to take long time. Most of the people, let's say they come out of college. I mean, they know like there's a brand called Flipkart, they know WhatsApp, but they really don't know that there is housing in, so they're going to type in Google. So SEO in our industry is, the discoveries is very, very important. So then we started focusing on that. And now I think like in Mumbai and all, we come almost like first rank or just below OLX.
In Google?
So now I think it comes. Of course, in certain keywords and all, but
okay, that's good.
It's in very healthy condition now, I would say.
Quick second question. 3 or 4 years ago, 2 or 3 of my friends and I pitched this same idea to a few angel investors in India because we wanted to solve the same problem you have solved. And also we thought we could build into that business model, working with the government to actually help the people to go buy properties without having to think about, if the property has legal issues. But let's take the business model you have. Time and again, investors asked us, this model won't work in India. These Zillows and Trulias, they work in US, but they won't work in India because there is accounted money and there is unaccounted money. There's black money. Since you mentioned something about one of your goals being getting 100% inventory on your website, on your service, how are you going to deal with that problem of black money and white money? Would people be able to trust to put their properties on your website to sell them?
So as of now, like we are not involved in the transaction. We have been information platform. So transaction is still like mostly happens offline. So we are away from the black-white thing. But as we enter more in transaction, and let's say, and this question often comes, and we say India is a young country, and the most of the home buying is going to happen because of this new working class, and these people are going to buy in white. And so we are seeing a huge trend in the white, and large number of builders have also started taking like in white. So we are betting on the trend. I mean, it's a huge industry. Even you start with a small pie, the white one, and it is growing. I mean, so.
Hi, Rahul.
Hi, Rahul. Here, on the right hand side. Your right hand side.
Yeah. Okay, could you just stand up?
Here.
Or are you already standing? Okay. Okay.
Rahul, I wanted to understand your statement further when you said that you don't respect any internet company in India. So, what do you think about the e-commerce marketplaces like Flipkart or Snapdeal, who have opened up the marketplace, created a lot of entrepreneurs, created empowerment at the tier 2 and tier 3 cities in India, made a lot of product accessible to people? And you know, I am talking from my personal experience. My parents have I am based from a tier 3 city. They have shifted to an e-commerce platform, and they are doing really good. So why I just want to understand from you, when you say that you don't respect these companies, why do you say that? Why don't you respect these companies at all? And what is that? Okay, please go
See,
ahead.
okay, so you respect either for the innovation or execution. Okay, in execution, I already told I like what the Flipkart has done in execution. I am not a fan of the other e-commerce companies' execution. Their boxes sometimes comes in a very bad condition. Their website search is not working. So execution not done. So no respect. Innovation point they won't get.
Okay. Next question.
Hi, Rahul. This is Roshan.
Okay, just a quick thing again. So, just last question from my side. So, there was a news about you distributing your shares among your employees. Has that been executed yet inside the company?
So verbally, all the investors said yes, and there is some tax implication that the finance team is figuring out. So I think we should be able to roll out the papers and everything in maybe 30 days or something. So it's done, just the technicality is working out. So we are making a trust kind of thing.
So, hi Rahul, you know, I mean talking about that, sorry.
Hi, Rahul. Just wanted to, this is Roshan, I'm the founder of a company called Trip Villas. I wanted to ask you, I really love this concept of House 1.0. And if you see India, most of the owners of land tend to be owners of smaller plots of land. So I would say typically you have the big builders, the big 40 guys you're talking about who own plots which may be like in the acres. And really most of India's land is owned by people who have between 5,000 square feet to maybe 20,000, 25,000 square feet. So is your House 1.0 going to target the guys in the 5,000 to 20,000 to sort of where I think there'll be material impact on the end consumer with the product they can buy? Or is it again going to target the big builders who've got acres of land?
The first one is dedicated on the builders, because that will bring the scale quickly. And there are some like rich people, they want farmhouses, so you will see a version of farmhouses 1.0 also from our side, and the bungalows, and there will be variety in that. But first we are starting with one house.
Rahul. So Rahul, talking about the whole shares part, I mean the entire part, right? So what's your motivation? You know, a lot of founders definitely have the motivation that, you know, I'll make billions out of it, and, you know, I mean, obviously execute a great business model, you know, prove your point. So what's your motivation? You know, I mean, given that, you know, maybe after 30 days you'll be left with nothing.
So I would say 95% of things that gives you happiness comes for free. Like you really don't need money for that. And second, these days, a certain amount of capital or money is enough to like have lots of services. You can fly in plane, you can have a car, flat. What else? I mean, so that critical amount, I would say I have. You know, I'm really not worried about that. And just for the clarity, when I was like coming from IIT, people said there were like only 3 courses, just finish it and degree to leke nikal jao. So I said, no, cut it. When you cut it, it gives you like clarity. So whenever you always like taking decisions, so you sometimes think about, let's say, money, when you are a shareholder and all. So I wanted to like remove that part so that it allows me to like completely focus on solving the problem.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, this is Sunil. I have a question to you. You talked about simplicity going from web to mobile. Yeah? And other side, you talked about 100% inventory. Now someone comes up with a SMS kind of thing with zipper code, would they make you irrelevant, or are you thinking on these lines to have 100% inventory of housing with just 2 BHK and then enter my zipper code and it comes on housing.com?
So you're saying unverified listings? Yeah. Not right now. There is a debate within the company that we should. I think we don't have any sort of near future. In tier 3, tier 4 cities where people are afraid of giving like the detail of inside of their house because of, there are issues. So there we are thinking in a smaller city, but we want people to have virtual tour on so that they can shortlist, and so that's the purpose. So not right now.
Couple of last questions.
Hello.
Yes.
Rahul, hi. Two questions on investors' side. One is that has it become challenging to raise more funds with all that's happening around? Has the perception changed? Two, how are you ready to part stakes with your employees when you have investors and their permission is important? I mean, their opinion is important, right? How can a founder be ready to part stakes when there are investors in the company?
See, when you're raising capital, of course, you need to have like more touch point. You need to like touch more people. So I met like I would say lots of people. I mean, large number of people. So and then the funnel, basically the conversion happened. Some people, like I said, Nexus rejected 3 times. We tried again, then it happened. On the See, VCs are, especially the early one and let's say Series 1, they will be there in the company for let's say 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. You're not building a company for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. They enter at valuation V1, they exit at V2, and that's it. So you should not allow them to like interfere, I would say, with the culture and with the vision of your company. I mean, you should draw the boundary. I mean, clearly, you should be clear about that I'm not building this company for just to.
Rahul?
I'm talking legality, as in, I understand the part that, the investors can't come in terms of, meddling with the team, but stakes, giving away like that, is it allowed? I mean, legally?
People never take like legal route. It takes when, when it's end, then people take legal. I mean, if you're taking some, let's say, in our agreement, it was like, I can't take decision about 25 lakh rupees in the series, and we used to buy like crore of rupees stuff, and they knew it, and it's okay. I mean, like, agreement is never followed.
Okay, next question.
Rahul, this is Anubhav. Here, right side.
Okay,
yeah.
where?
Yeah. So this is from when you at your early stage, you have started the company. See, I'm also started 2 startups. I'm trying to. So I just want to ask you at that point, when you started the company, so how difficult it was to pitch the venture capitalist, and as you said already, this was not a innovative idea or something out of the box. You have just started, or you were trying to solve the problem. So my question is, directly or indirectly, somebody already in the market was doing the same. I'm not saying exactly, but directly or indirectly, or somebody was doing the same. So you can't say that my problem solved kar raha hu. So I don't think they would get convinced. So how did you convince them on this point, and how did you separate it? Fine, I'm on this.
See, idea and opportunity and execution strength is one thing, and second is the people. You need to make them believe in the team and in yourself. If you can do that, I think it will be easy.
No, I understand that point. I just want to ask you, like, see, when you pitch them or whatever you want to have the conversation, so what were the main problems that you have faced, or what was the main question that you have answered, which was difficult for you to answer?
I mean, difficult, like, housing was a 1-page app. I mean, there were like page views, and an investor said, send me your page views. I said, dude, we have only 1-page app. There are no page views. Just send me. And we had a fight, and we couldn't take it forward because I couldn't answer page views. And these sort of questions, like, and make sure you're talking to the right people in the in the farm also. Sometimes like people just do time pass for like 2-3 months with you, and they don't take it to the next level. So make sure you are talking to the right guys.
You guys have also been acquiring few companies, right? So what's the belief there? What's the philosophy?
See, we're trying to solve a problem, and for that you need some missing pieces. Either you build it or you buy it, and like I need a whiteboard also in my office. I buy it. And that's needed to solve the problem. And sometimes like the companies fit in that way. You need one piece. So you will see us acquiring large number of companies, doing good thing in real estate to create the ecosystem. So we are almost there where we are having like 10 brands. We'll announce few acquisitions soon. So 10 brand, and it can be 20-30 brands. It's going to be a growth ecosystem play for us now.
Rahul, can you? In the initial phase, during hiring, did you just blindly take IITians, or did you use some agency to hire other talent as well? In the initial phase.
I pulled all of my like friends who were like good. Like.
And so after once.
And then they starting hiring their friends. And then we needed like expertise, like now you need someone in marketing who can deploy, let's say 50 CR, 100 CR. We never bought any print ad, TV ad, and so they know media. So then you need expertise. So there we like took, we hired from outside. And
so for your tech leads, apart from IITs, where did you hire?
See, if I comment that let's say IITians are only great, then people will take it negatively. But see, in those colleges you get good density. If you take 20 interviews, you find like 10 guys good. You go to like BITS and all also like. So we go into top colleges because there the conversion is high. I mean, there are exceptional people in other regional colleges also, but then you don't have time like to go there. So they should like apply themselves and apply.
Rahul, can you shed some more light on how will you go about getting 100% inventory on board?
I think this will go to competitions, but we really don't care about that. So we are basically one brand out of the group. I say is a valuation brand, and what we are offering to all the landlords that you give your property, be it in rural areas also to us, and we will give you quarterly valuation of your property, of your asset, and it's for free, and it's a very lucrative thing for people. Like if you own asset, what price? So I think this thing is going to translate into inventory. Second, we are almost there acquiring a society management company also. So and then that we're going to use to get like inventory from that side. You will see large amount of like TV campaigns only on focus on supply, and there are a lot of like product things. So there are multiple angles we are trying to get the inventory.
So another different question: how big a role did Zishan Hayat play in the early days of housing?
So he's a gentleman, I'd say a nice guy. Gave us money and never bothered him.
Hi Rahul.
Yeah.
Yes, there. Hi Rahul, I'm Suraj Ramchandani, leading the business development from LaborNet. We all are very curious to know, and in fact intrigued to know about some of the disagreements you've had with your investors and how you have come out winning those discussions.
I would say in almost all decisions we had disagreement, and I decided to go ahead, and that's it.
So ultimately you took the call?
Yeah.
And that's how it was decided?
No, I think investors, like when you are taking responsibility and you are going with you guys, and they I think really like they will warn you that it can go wrong and all, but at the end of the day they prefer like I think strong entrepreneurs.
So beyond the point, they're not going to push you, and if you put your hands down, you went ahead with your decisions.
Yeah.
Great.
Down here. So when the Save the Internet campaign was running in April, Housing promoted the hashtag on Twitter. I would say thank you for that. And I just wanted to know what your thoughts were at that time. What did you think was going on? And
Which hashtag?
the Save the Internet campaign that happened in April. The net neutrality campaign.
So this initiative was taken by the technology and product team, and because they are techie geeks and they want to like save internet, and so they did. So we give like lots of freedom. That we have like department-wise culture, and they can take initiative. They have full freedom. So.
Hi Rahul. Here.
There. If you could just
This
stand
side.
up. If you could just
Hi.
stand up, yes.
Yeah. So I'm the founder of My Child app. I wanted to know that why you dropped out, and do you think it is because of the education system of India? I mean, I have read a lot of places that you are a dropout from IIT.
See, hostel life was like really good at IIT, and so that's why I stayed there. Otherwise, I would have like dropped in second year also.
I mean, I'm also planning to drop out that.
See, I was in metallurgy, and I was reading like technology built like 30, 40, 50 years back, and I looked at the job that people are getting in Tata Steel and all, and going to Jamshedpur. So
I guess I should drop out.
yeah, I mean, it made sense. Like. See, I don't think they have talent. I looked at like they had no product had like almost 1.5 2 year back. I think they were shared resources of let's say Naukri and all. They had just the sales guy, and he pushed like 100 crore revenue. That's it. So it's more about giving like like from last 7 years there was no shortlist button on the property. When we launched, so they are not giving brain share to that problem. Nobody was thinking about there was a Naukri portal, they just copied that for real estate. वहाँ पे job companies के banner होते थे यहाँ real estate builders के, and that's it. So I think I mean, and sometimes because they have let's say capital and their size, and I mean they block actually innovation for others also. Like at this stage, many companies are trying to disrupt let's say job market, but they have like sort of like a monopoly, and their size is so big that the smaller new player doing innovation are facing tough time. Like so sometimes size become like a moat for the business, and so they're sitting on the opportunity, not innovating, and it's a very fundamental need. So I see these sort of companies like are actually like a burden of the society. I mean like so.
Hi Rahul. So one last question.
So see, they are changing, they are doing just because they feel the opportunity is going out of their hand. Otherwise, if you would have not started, they would have done nothing for the industry. So they are there just to make money. Simply. We face a lot of challenge. See, we have been really exceptional in product, in the team, in capital raise, and in 10 things, and then we are able to compete or fight or cross. I mean, it's really, really difficult. I think many innovations, I mean, innovative companies die because they can't fight these sizable companies. So they are really bad. See, we have exceptional people now. And they can do anything, be it supply line or product, fundraise, kuch bhi. I mean, exceptional team. Yeah.
Hi, Rahul.
Hi.
This is Raghavendra from Interior Design Solution Firm. See, basically, the product pricing plays an important role. So, as you told, for a Micromax paying 1 lakh rupee, so just like that real estate is a boom, and unnecessary they create an unacceptable pricing. So, do you have any control on the pricing where you can advise recommended selling price rather than the owner who posts what
So-
are the price he has?
So we can, we are working on a price recommendation where let's say sometime landlord they want to put their apartment and they have no idea about कि कितने पे डालना चाहिए, estimate rental value, and also we're going to launch that feature. So we can suggest them, but because it's not our product, we don't control actually the pricing. But we are, as I said, in House 1.0, we will be working closely with developer, and that will be our product, and in that we will have price control.
Okay. In the interest of time, we'll just have one last question.
Hi, Rahul.
Go ahead. Yes.
So I just wanted to know, if you didn't get funded initially, and if you were not doing real estate, what other problem solving in India would you be doing? Or do you think that, you know, is required as problem solving?
So as I said, it happened with an incident. कुछ और हुआ होता तो कुछ और. It depends on the, if there is an event and that triggers.
No, when you say that, you know, you don't, I mean, it comes from a background when you say you don't respect either the execution or the innovation. I'm saying, do you think other problem solving or really fundamental issues that can be catered to which are not happening in India?
There are many, as I said, like in food at a fundamental level is not solved. I think large number of entrepreneurs are doing like these small apps, and these are very small opportunity. Give you an idea, like HDFC home loan division itself is a $30 billion company, and they're just creating last 15, 20. So I mean, you should aim for like big opportunities. And so I see young entrepreneurs, not looking at those market, like real estate is like for older people, banking is older people, and that's why, because the young generation is not the user like of that, and they are like, why every day you see somebody is trying to build a social network, disrupt Facebook, because they use it. When they use it, they face problem, and they see they can change it and all, because they are not user of. So I see, if you guys start using those products, let's say, I think you can beat HDFC home loan. I mean, you can create, and the way they are growing, I think it's a $100 billion opportunity. So,
okay, great. Thank you so much, Rahul.
Thanks for coming over.